Good morning, students. Welcome to the class again, dear students. As you all observing on the screen, that today we are going to start a new chapter of literature, that is the case of the sharp-eyed jeweler by Nicholas Bentley. This is the story of a common person whose hobby is to observe the common people. But before starting the story, I would like to ask some questions to you. Observe the given picture carefully. Can you make some guesses about the man in the picture by observing him? Okay, I know you are thinking about it, but I think the man who observes bloodstains, cigarettes, and the fingerprints through his magnifying glass seems to be a detective. From his outfit, we came to know that he is a detective. Okay, now tell me some qualities of a good detective. Yes, I know you are thinking about it. In my opinion, a detective should be intelligent enough to understand the situation, and he has sharp mind, and he should never misuse his status. Now I am going to explain the chapter to you. So, this is the story of a common man whose name is William Morris. William Morris is the protagonist of the story, and a protagonist is the main character. Protagonist is the main character of the story, who and the whole story revolves around that character. So the main character of this story is William Morris. He is an ordinary man, except that he uses his eyes and his common sense to observe the common people. He makes deep study of crimes and criminals. He observes men and women and their behavior. Nothing can be escaped from his keen eyes. It is an interesting part time for him. Now talk about the narrator's work. He works as a jeweler's assistant. Ragnier's, which is the famous for its antique jewelry, especially are meant only for the rich people. And the principal customers of the Ragnier's are the millionaires, oil kings, film stars, heroes of the football field. Now, one day, while putting jewelry in the window, the narrator saw a woman standing on the opposite side of the road watching the window. She was staring at two urns for holding the ashes of the dead and the photographs of the gravestones. William thought that the someone dear of that lady had died, but she was not wearing any black or any other sign of mourning. In fact, she was wearing a bright yellow coat with a vivid zigzag pattern running all over it and a yellow sandals. When William had finished arranging the jewels in the window, at that very moment, a strongly built person around 35 years came to William's shop. He asked for some rings. He saw a few and asked their price. He knew nothing about the precious stone. From that person's physical appearance and his outfit and his speaking accent, William Morris observed that that person was an American. And when and he also came to know that he has no knowledge about the precious stone. After that, the American asked him to show the fourth tray that was still inside the safe. And when William Morris turned to take the tray out of the safe and then turned quickly back again to put the tray on the counter, he observed that the diamond ruby ring had been disappeared. That was the most precious ring in their shop, and Mr. Ragnier liked that ring very much. And Mr. Ragnier really didn't want to sell it, that's why he had set a very high price for it. And the American preferred that flower ring to all the others, but they complained that the price was too high. When William found that the ring with diamond and ruby was missing, He called another assistant, Miss Suskin. William asked the man to give back the ring and asked whether he had decided that he would take that flower ring. But he told that his wife would decide that. William Morris began to search for the flower ring and the man too, that American man. It made Mr. Ragnier very upset. The man understood that William and other persons present there were thinking that he had stolen the ring, but nothing was found in the search. When Miss Suskin asked him to search his turn-ups of trouser, he became angry. After that, Mr. Ragnier took the American in his office for thoroughly search. When Mr. Ragnier was searching the American person, a woman entered in the shop. She was the same woman who was standing out in the morning outside the shop. She wanted to have a repair of a piece of jewelry, a brooch, but William denied. William says that everybody knows that Ragnier's was not for repair. At that very moment, suddenly, by accident, the piece of paper fell on the ground in which the brooch was wrapped. It was not an accident, but a trick. William understood everything and made a single picture in his mind. He returned the wrapping paper to the woman. But as she began to move out, William stopped her, but she didn't. William threatened her to raise the alarm and asked her to give back the ring which she had in her left pocket of the coat. And after that, the woman looked him deathly pale and she became very frightened. Without saying any word, she gave the ring to William and ran from the shop. After that, when Mr. Ragnier and that American came from the office, William Morris showed him the flower ring, and Mr. Ragnier was surprised to see the ring. Then William Morris told Mr. Ragnier the whole story. He told that the man who came didn't know about the jewelry while the shop was famous for the jewelry. When he came, he was having a chewing gum in his mouth, but suddenly he stopped chewing gum and nobody knew where he had thrown the chewing gum. The woman who came in was doing every work with her left hand while she was not a left hander. While picking the paper, William saw the mark of chewing gum that the man had put on the ring with the help of the gum under the edge of the counter. That woman knew and she took out the ring. That is how William unrevealed the theft and solved the mystery of the lost ring. Now students, I hope you have understood all the facts of the story. I have also explained the story in our Zoom class also. So read the story again and try to find out the answer of the internals of given worksheet. Thank you. Thank you very much.